Seelow Heights, Japan. We're going to pick the latest possible start date, of course, to try to make things as challenging as possible. So in this mod, we get a bunch of negative modifiers. We have the option to remove them in the settings, but we're not going to do that. There's no way to remove them legitimately as well, so these modifiers will be destroying our economy for the rest of the campaign. This mod has been updated a few times since this playthrough, so a lot of things have probably changed in it now. But for me, in this playthrough, I'm just stuck with them. That's one of the problems that comes with recording gameplay and trying to make videos out of it. You're always behind the curve, especially in long mega campaigns like this one that you play on and off for months, and when you're as slow to update as I am. By the time you release the footage, it's all outdated. New DLCs are released and mods are updated. So this campaign is a bit of a disorganized mess at the start. Ordinarily, when I start a new campaign, I usually try to do a practice run first so I can do some testing, and that's what this playthrough was supposed to be. It was supposed to be quick and informative so I could do the real playthrough later. I didn't expect this run to actually turn into the real one. The strategy I used in it was kind of ridiculous and really shouldn't have worked. But it taught me a lesson. In general, when you attempt difficult challenge runs like this, you should always ask yourself at the start, what is the dumbest, most brain-dead plan I can come up with right now to win? Then try that. This playthrough is a perfect example of that. In this mod, you're supposed to be struggling to manage all of this territory and all of these front lines while the allies convoy raid you to death and destroy all your supply lines. It's supposed to be really hard, and you're supposed to be scrambling around trying to juggle everything. But what if you just don't? What if you just delete your whole army instead? Maybe save a couple divisions here and there that can be saved. Give up all your territory and then just pull everything back to the home islands and turtle. And then sit there, building up for as long as it takes to get strong enough to push back out again. That's what my plan was. It was the simplest, most brain-dead plan there was. I've decided that we're going to be playing the long game. The very long game. If this plan works, we'll be playing this campaign for years, probably decades, probably into the 1960s, maybe even later. Since we're giving up all the oil islands in the South Pacific as well, I'm going to need to build my own source of oil with refineries. We'll need that for the Navy, which unlike in other campaigns is going to be extremely important in this one. Usually the Navy is irrelevant in campaigns, but in this one our whole strategy literally depends on it. One of the downsides of playing a campaign this long is that it's going to give all our enemies time to build more ships. We're going to have to sink thousands of them when the time actually comes for us to start island hopping. And if we can't do that, we'll just end up stuck on the home islands. We need to be able to get naval supremacy, and the only way to do that is to defeat the entire rest of the world's combined navies. The only way we'll be able to realistically do that, though, is with submarines. They're cheap, they don't use a lot of fuel, and are also extremely overpowered when they're built correctly, because the bot doesn't know how to fight against them. In my last campaign, my Ragnarok playthrough, I learned the power of submarines. In this campaign, we're going to try to optimize that strategy. We're also going to need a way to be able to sink their submarines, so I'll be making a bunch of anti-sub destroyers too. Once I get some aluminum, I'll probably also start building naval bombers. On the economy side, we're mostly going to focus on the civs, but first I decided to build infrastructure. Not sure if that's optimal to do that or not, but this game is going to last a very long time. That infrastructure will become more and more worth it as time goes on, so I'll only be building on states with 100% infrastructure. If a state doesn't have that, I'll be building it up first. In any case, that's the plan. We're going to turtle for as long as it takes. But before that, in places like Okinawa and the Philippines, there are these missions that give you extra stability if you hold them for a certain period of time, so I'm going to try to complete them. Once I do that though, and I don't need to hold them anymore, I'll be evacuating those places too. So that's why I deleted all those divisions earlier, and why I'm jumping around all over the place here at the start. I'm trying to hold Okinawa and the Philippines for long enough to complete those missions. I'm trying to evacuate everything else that can be evacuated, and delete everything else that can't be. And for all these random stranded divisions that are isolated and encircled that can't be either evacuated or deleted, I'm just going to try to be annoying with them. I'll try to keep them alive for a while so I can do a little bit of general grinding. Maybe I can get a general with infantry leader or something before they all get destroyed. I expect to get naval invaded a lot, so I've decided to go a little over the top in the defense of the mainland. I'm trying to get 2 divisions at least on every single coastal tile. I don't want the bot to be able to get a foothold anywhere. So one of the first things I'm going to be doing is getting a bunch of infantry divisions out. The game says I need 84 divisions to defend every single coastal tile, so I'm doubling that and making that my target. Then once I have that many divisions deployed, I'll slowly expand them so that those divisions aren't terrible. One day they'll probably become my main army. Since my navy isn't doing anything right now, I might as well get a bit of shore bombardment with it too. I try to make use of my planes here, but their mission efficiency is terrible due to all the convoy raiding. They don't have any supplies, so they really can't do much. Eventually, I'm going to be shutting off every single sea zone so I don't lose any more convoys. When I do that though, disconnected ports like this one will be cut off, so I need to build a railway to it to get supply there. And that right there is the reason why we abandoned China. The Soviets declared on us, and there wasn't going to be any way to defend against them very easily. With sufficient try-hard energy, we probably could have held China against them too, but the point of this playthrough is to find the easiest strategy to win, not the fastest. It's just easier to turtle for now and take everything back later. The last mission in the Philippines has just been finished, so we no longer need any units there. So it's time to delete them all. With all the enemy submarines, there's no way we would have been able to evacuate them. At least I can get the equipment and manpower back this way. And now here is where I expected the run to die. This campaign is using the old nuke rules. Before raids were introduced, you used to need green air to launch nukes. For some reason though, the bot was able to cheat here. I clearly had green air, but they still managed to nuke me twice. So it must have been some sort of scripted event. And since there was clearly some sort of scripted event going on, I figured that the game would just automatically make me surrender or something. But nothing like that ended up happening. I waited a bit, expecting the game to suddenly end, but it just didn't, and so the run continues. My dumb plan was proven possible, which means that this practice run just became a real run. We have a game. We're getting bombed a lot, so I need to start building AA. Our economy is already crippled, and I can't let all my factories get damaged now too. I really should be using a general and field marshal for these units. I get around to doing that eventually, just not yet. Too lazy, I guess. I'm mostly waiting to get all my divisions out first before I start organizing all these units. Now we start the very long process of snowballing. We are going to be sitting here on these islands, slowly developing our economy for a very long time. Long enough that I'm eventually going to need to start putting in some time skips, because several years are going to go by where nothing happens. So once we get things rolling, I'll start skipping ahead a bit until we get to the interesting parts. For the defense of the mainland, I ended up deciding to split all these divisions into 3 separate groups and using a garrison order on each one for a different part of the coast. This isn't the optimal way to do things, but it comes with the benefit of making the defense itself automatic. So later on in the game, if I'm looking away at something else and miss a naval invasion or something, my units will still do what they need to do in order to defend. I'm going for 2 divisions per tile, so in this first group, since the game says I need 34 divisions to defend all the coastal tiles I've assigned to it, I double that, and that's why I'm going to put 68 divisions in that general. I'm doing the same with the other 2 groups. Most of these divisions are kinda trash though, so now I need to start making them larger. Things really start to get strange now. Communist China just declared war on regular China, and somehow Communist China joined the Allies. Not sure how they managed to convince them of that, but they managed it somehow, and now the Allies are at war with the Chinese. I decided to start training up these units now. A lot of them are green and have massive debuffs to their stats. It's kinda risky training divisions defending my coastline though, so I'm training them in stages. I'll just do one general at a time. So my end goal is to make amphibious tanks. They'll be very helpful when we get to the point where I need to start island hopping. They actually almost land here. I even have to last stand those units to prevent it. Those units were training and had very low org at the time, and they exploited that. And here we're doing the fighter conversion trick. By building fighters in 2 stages, you can save on resources. Stage 1 at the top there has almost nothing on it, and Stage 2 has almost everything on it. By building Stage 1 and then converting to Stage 2, you get the conversion bonus speed boost in the research tree, and you also use less resources per factory. That saves a lot of aluminum, which we're really short of. Eventually, I'll convert these Stage 2 planes into a Stage 3 variant as well that also has self-sealing fuel tanks, and that'll let me save a bunch of rubber too. And now the Soviets have declared war on the Allies. All our enemies are now fighting each other. A peace conference for Romania. Things are just getting weirder and weirder. And now here I'm doing the same conversion trick I did with the planes on these tanks. By creating them in 2 stages and converting, I save on resources. Stage 1 builds the chassis, and Stage 2 builds the gun. Signal companies are very underrated in this game, especially on Marines. The initiative they give lets your units focus on low-org enemy units. Since these divisions will be landing on islands, that extra focus damage will pop enemy divisions since they can't retreat, and that makes the landing a lot easier. At least, that's the theory anyway, and why I'm using them. Otherwise your divisions spread their damage around too much, making landing more difficult. I'm going to try to make 6 of these tank divisions, but it'll be years before they're actually ready. You can tell the Allies are focusing on the Soviets right now just by looking at the front lines. They're advancing in Europe but are losing ground in China now. And there go the Soviets. I actually have some war score here, so I'm going to try to use it to steal some ships. Skipped ahead a few months here. The Russian Federation just declared war on one of my puppets, which means they'll be joining the Allies. Now the Russians are at war with the Chinese too. It looks like we'll be fighting a super faction this game where the Allies control the entire world. I skipped ahead 2 years this time. It's 1952 now. China is still around, and we're still turtling on our home islands. Nothing interesting has happened in the time I skipped, other than the fact I got my tank divisions out, but they still need to be trained up. We've still just been turtling and building civs. This is the point, however, where I'm finally going to start doing stuff. It's time to start using our submarines to start chipping away at the enemy navy. We'll need it gone if we ever want to start launching naval invasions, and that long and tedious process starts right now. Unfortunately, I don't have the fuel to use all my subs at once, so I'm going to have to carefully balance the number that I use at any one time. I still need to maintain green air over my islands after all, so if I ever lose air superiority, I'll be hit with rapid fire nukes, and that will take a while to recover from if that happens. So I'm going to have to carefully manage the oil expenditure here.